What's going on, guys? Graham G. and Matthews here with Fanside Daily DD. God damn, give me 1 second. I got to restart that. We're 2 seconds in, so I might as well just start over now.
Hell yeah.
What's going on, guys? Graham G. and Matthews here with Fanside. It's dailyddt.com and had a WrestleMania weekend. We got NXT Stand and Deliver coming up this Saturday from when this drops. Saturday, April 2nd, starting at noon Eastern, 11 Central Time. It's going to be a great event. Dolph, you're in the main event facing Bron Breakker for the NXT Championship. A sentence I didn't think I would say. Dolph, what's going on, man?
I am. Hey, I'm main eventing. That's something. That's pretty amazing. I really thought I got an open invite to NXT from LA Knight backstage. And I said, what the hell, I'll try it out, teach these kids a couple lessons. And the next thing you know, I'm the freaking champion.
When this whole thing started, it was on WWE.com in those Raw Fallout videos, you and Robert getting confronted by LA Knight, going back and forth with Bron on Twitter. And you said you took him up on the invite. You just mentioned it just there. When this whole thing starts in those random WWE.com videos, the idea of Dolph Ziggler being an NXT, did you think 2 months later that you would be the NXT champion sitting here right now?
I can 100% tell you that I absolutely did not. I really thought of like, oh, cool. You know, Rude and I, it's underutilized is a crime. Robert Roode is fantastic. Us together as a team, we can do anything. We can start the show. We can main event for 60 minutes, you name it, put us together. It's ridiculous. So having a chance to go, you know what? It seems in the last 10 years, everybody's first match is with me. Even Rude, when he came from NXT, his first match was with me. You go, you know what? Let's see what's going on down there. I want to see what's going on. I hear good things about Breakker. I've heard a couple other people that I've seen down there. You know what? What the hell? Let's go check it out. Let's see if we can make an impact there, make something happen. And I can assure you that I thought maybe, you know, get some match with them young guys and see if anybody's got something. Maybe they would ask my advice, and maybe Vince would ask me who's possible, you know, ready to go. Mm-hmm. And the next thing you know, I'm the champion. Rude tonight is fighting Breakker, and we got one more week to get ready for Stand and Deliver, which is awesome. And NXT having their own show and their own brand and their own following for WrestleMania weekend is a big deal. But me being inserted into that, being a part of the story, being in the main event, I don't want it to be okay or good or like, hey, that NXT show was good. I want it to be like, wow, I hope WrestleMania can catch up to what we just saw.
What's it like being on the other end of that as someone who's been on so many WrestleManias over the last decade plus? I mean, there's been so much talk for as long as NXT's been having these WrestleMania weekend takeovers, live events, whatever you want to call it. You know, being on WrestleMania the next night can be tough sometimes. And these takeovers, these live specials are as good as they are. What's it like being on the other end of that now as the main event with Breakker?
You know what? It's exciting for me. Again, I will say this for the last time, but I did not expect to be the champion in some type of a championship match, going to Stand and Deliver WrestleMania weekend as the main event. I didn't expect any of that. So knowing that, it's not like, oh, cool, I'm really good at my job, it'll be fine, I'll see you guys there. It's, wow, I need to come up with a game plan. I need to be good to go. I can't just set an example for the NXT, the other people on the card, those superstars. I need to set an example for everybody watching the show that says, this is a brand that I need to go see. This title means something. I need to see this go down. I want to see Breakker break Dolph in half, or maybe Dolph gets a big win on a big stage. However you feel on that, fans, which I'm sure they're 50-50 or whatever, however you feel that way, I know that I have to step my game up. And I know that sounds weird because people go, it's WrestleMania season, I'm going to turn up my game a notch and work out harder. I'm like, we don't have an off season. I can't work any harder, but I will continue to do it, and I'll set up a game plan, and I will be at the top of my game. And if I don't put on a clinic one way or another, then I have failed NXT and the championship, not them.
You talk about putting on a clinic. In that match with yourself, Breakker, and Ciampa a couple of weeks ago when you won the championship was indeed a clinic. Like, that was a fantastic match, regardless of what people think about the outcome and yourself as NXT champion.
Sure.
You talked about how you weren't expecting yourself to be the NXT champion. Talk a little bit about the reaction, because it's all over the place from fans of hardcore fans, casual fans, whatever you want to call it. Yourself being the NXT champion, something no one has ever expected. But even as someone, you know, for all the time, we've talked before about, you know, like the booking, so to speak, and stuff like that with yourself over the last decade plus. You as NXT champion is something entirely different, regardless of whether people like it or not. This is something different. It's something new. It breathes new life in the NXT championship picture, the show, yourself as well. Your thoughts and the reaction from fans and how it's kind of ranged from, you know, for good, bad, or indifferent. It's all kind of a positive, because even from the people that like don't like it, that's the point. Like, they're not supposed to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just curious what your thoughts on the reaction have been.
Yeah, there's times where it's just like, and I even get this too. It's like, 17 years, Dolph, just go away and go somewhere else. I get it. I'm sorry. I'm really good at my job and they want to keep me here. I'm sorry that affects your life that way, but I kind of understand. But when it comes down to being the NXT champion, whether you're mad about me being the champ or not, long term, I hope what I can bring to the brand is more longevity and more people going, okay, I got to make sure I got to turn in on Tuesday night. And I might see Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, and I might see AJ Styles, and not just we've built these stars and now we'll use them to make NXT better. It's NXT's a friggin' awesome show anyway. I famously do not watch wrestling, famously. And I've been there the 5 weeks I've been there. I've been blown away because sometimes you get complacent on the main roster. Even someone like me who, every night I go, I can't go to sleep if I didn't outdo everybody else on the show. But you get a little complacent, you can see it, and you see these up and comers who are ready to go and don't give a damn. They're like, hey, big fan, watched you growing up. I'm here to take your spot in a year. And you go, I better step my game up. So it's like, whether you hate that idea that I'm there, that an old guy like me, by the way, I look fantastic, 41, an old guy like me has the NXT title. But hopefully the 30% out there are going, where are they going with this? And Dolph's been around forever and he should be champion. So I guess I can't be super mad about this. And then I know Breakker's just going to beat him at Stand and Deliver. And it's just a win. Like, buddy, trust me, Breakker's going to be fantastic. I don't know that he's ready to beat me yet.
It's crazy too. You mentioned it just a second ago. The fact that some of the people in NXT now literally grew up watching you. Like, I'm in that camp as well, but I'm not in NXT. So it's got to be different for you. Even some of these people like Cora Jade as well. She's like, I think 20 years old. I mean, first of all, you don't look 41. I was surprised when you said 41. You don't look 41. So, but she's not even half that age. Like, is that crazy to hear from people being on the brand now? Like, oh, I grew up watching you. Is that like, do you take that as a compliment when people say that you're working?
Yeah, it's fun. I poke fun, like, because I feel great. I'm in probably the best shape of my life. I'm totally fine with it. I've had lots of work done, obviously. But when someone, Cora Jade's 20, that's mind blowing to me. That's so funny. That's less than half my age, which is funny. But also I've had like Dawkins from the Street Profits go, hey man, my mom let me stay up late to watch you cash in Money in the Bank on Monday Night Raw 15 years ago. And I'm like, oh, that's really nice of you. So I get it. I'm in on it. I know the deal. I know I've been around for a long time, and I have unfinished business, and I can poke fun at being twice the age of half the NXT stars. But the day someone doesn't say that they looked up to me or watched me, or they're mad or about me winning a title or happy about it, the day that they go, it looks like you lost a step out there or didn't really have it tonight, huh, Dolph? That's the one where I go, guys, I gotta go, and I sure as hell ain't doing that right now.
And throughout your career, I mean, you've held so many championships, including this one. You talk about the longevity that you've had in WWE, quite like almost anyone else, in terms of also like the time that you haven't taken off and the time that you haven't been injured and stuff like that. Obviously impressive in and of itself. But in holding this championship, like I said, you've held a million titles over the course of your career. You go on a WrestleMania weekend with all the travel. Is it almost like, awesome, another accomplishment, I'm champion, but like, this is another title I got to carry around? That title's huge. Like, this is a big NXT championship. Can you talk about that a little bit?
One of my pet peeves, or when someone says, why aren't you champion or something any other day of the week, I just go, well, my bag's kind of full. I don't really have any room. So I'm kind of a people's champ. It's fine. No, it just, it is a big deal. And I'm someone, I don't have a room at home where I hang up action figures or titles or anything. I don't have like a Zack Ryder thing where it's all my stuff. I don't have any of that. I don't. And I get, I think one day in 20 years, I'll be more sentimental. Like, oh, I got some pictures and I have moments and fun match and thing. I don't have that stuff, and I don't hold up titles, and I don't. But when I do go, this is I go, this is NXT. This is it's supposed to be developmental, but it's its own brand now. I go, I'm the champion. I go, that's a big friggin' deal, period. Whether I didn't think I would be, whether I'm too old to do it, whether someone else should be champion, you name it. I have this title, and if it ends at Stand and Deliver, I want everyone to go, damn, for 5 weeks, I jumped on NXT when I forgot about it for a few weeks. And I'm not going to lose the Stand and Deliver. But if that were to happen and that was the end of it, I really feel like we've done something cool and special and different. And Robert Roode is the cameraman in disguise. And like, we've done some really fun stuff. And you realize you get a little complacent on Raw and SmackDown. Like I said, the work still gets put in. Nobody outdoes Robert Roode in the ring, psychology-wise, right? The gym, you name it, whatever. But you do go, okay, is this it? Is this 90 seconds on Raw? Is this what I'm doing for the week? And you go, I got a title match at NXT. I'm going to tear it down and remind everybody who forgot.
Yeah, and it's so cool to, like, you talk about that too, reminding the people that forgot, and like every stage of your career, where I think, like, going back to what you said earlier, people are like, just go away. You go out there and you win another championship, or you do and have another amazing match, and you remind them why you're still there. And quick side note, going back to what you said before, I'm glad you brought that up. It is crazy thinking about, like, it was 11 years ago. It's 2022 as we speak right now. 2011, the great matches that you and Ryder were having. And now in 2022, you guys are still at the top of your game, champions in different promotions, of course. How crazy is that for you, seeing yourself, him, even Robert, someone who was champion also back in 2011 elsewhere, is still relevant and doing cool things in 2022? How cool is that for you?
That's amazing. And I'll even extend it a little further to this group of my friends. Like, I feel like hard workers and people who are passionate about things kind of gravitate toward each other. Not that the rest of the locker room isn't. Everybody busts their ass. Everybody wants to outdo it. Everybody wants to crush their time. But Miz killing it as always, and Nitro John Morrison. So I call him Nitro. He's Nitro on my phone. But all those people, Morrison is making movies, doing crazy karate stuff, and going back to wrestling. Ryder is on top, and like the hardcore deathmatch king, and Miz, who has shows and a reality show that I'm a part of sometimes, but he's also doing 10 other things for every time someone does one thing that day. It's people who have a lot, want to make it even bigger by putting the work in. And not everyone does that, but that group of friends, and Roode, of course, Roode, you already mentioned him though, but it's like every day he's in the gym, every 2 hours he's eating. We were on the plane to Orlando talking psychology for tonight's match. It's always wanting to be better, not just like, I'll see you guys out there. Like, this should be fine. I'm good. It's just, especially Ryder back in the like 09, 10, 11.
Yep.
He started WWE on the internet, on YouTube. YouTube made a gigantic deal because of his show. And like just doing that extra piece caught on, and the hard work pays off. And even weeks he wasn't on the show, The Rock was in the ring at Madison Square Garden and they were chanting for Zack Ryder. What world do you let that guy go? Like, what? So it was for the best though, because he got to do some more creative stuff. He got and it really kickstarted a second tier of his career. So it was a blessing in disguise for everybody. He gets to go do his thing and gets to constantly do his live shows and stuff, which we all like, especially Mania weekend, where he'll have a live show. I'll have one Thursday night. We'll all kind of bounce back and forth.
Awesome.
It's people wanting to do more than just be happy with being good at their job.
Where's your live show going to be at that weekend?
Thursday night, 6 p.m. I'm doing like too many shows go like 5 hours long and all that stuff. We are doing 90 minutes, 6 o'clock. I guess it's at the Creative Arts Center, and we're doing like a fun comedy show, a little bit of wrestling involved, Q&A, and then go watch another wrestling show at 8 o'clock, and then get ready for Friday. I just want everybody to be able to bounce around because there's so many shows each day, and usually I'm doing like midnight till 3 a.m. and I go, I'm 41. I gotta, let's do the happy hour show, 6 to 7:30, have some fun stuff, and then buckle down and get down to business for Saturday.
You got that on Thursday, Stand and Deliver Saturday. Last question for you on that note. Is it a WrestleMania weekend that you're looking forward to? Because as of now, you're still not on the WrestleMania card. You could be pulling double duty. We don't know. But if you're not on WrestleMania, Stand and Delivers that Saturday morning. You got the rest of the weekend to hopefully hang out. I don't know if you're doing something else as far as promotional stuff or whatever, but Are you looking forward to WrestleMania weekend and kind of having a bit of a breather as far as not worrying about that sort of stuff?
There's no breathers. Just so you know, WrestleMania weekend, whether you are in the main event or not on the card,
yep,
it is without a doubt the busiest nonstop 5 or 6 days for everybody. It's like 5 a.m. media row, and it could end with a 10 p.m. appearance somewhere. So the days you don't, a couple times for big WrestleMania weekend, big matches like a Money in the Bank match or a ladder match or something, I didn't have time to eat, to tan, to work out because we had so much promotion. But luckily, much like my conditioning from St. Ed's Wrestling, I still have it in the gas tank and I'm good to go. So I was ready to go. But man, everybody goes all out. Anyone you can think of, even if they don't think they have a match or have a shot, they have 20 appearances, getting the word out about WrestleMania, spreading the joy to everybody else.
Awesome. We're all looking forward to it. Like you said, you got your show coming up that Thursday. People could check that out. Stand and Deliver that Saturday, April 2nd, noon. I think it's 1 p.m. Eastern time, 12 Eastern time. It's that Saturday on Peacock, so people could check it out. Dolph, you're in the main event against Bron Breakker. Thanks so much for the time, man. I appreciate it.
You got it. See you there.